Welcome to Ruby Moss Cottage. It is a nice, quiet Sunday. I'm here all by myself. I have the house to myself. Listen to that. Total quiet. It is about 3:45, and I have been home all day by myself. My husband is out of town golfing. My daughter is working, and the granddaughters are not here. But I just got a call, and they're on their way. And my intention was to podcast, to re-clean my nook, to sew, and I've gotten some of that done. I've gotten some sewing done. I'll show you that. Nothing else. So I thought, okay, I'm going to podcast as much as I can before they get here, so it'll be quiet, and then I'll worry about cleaning and doing all the other stuff the rest of the evening. How have you all been since we have last been together? I've been good. Not a lot of excitement going on around here. That would be my sister texting me. I got a lot of positive feedback from the last podcast where my sister and I podcast together, that one little segment. I would love to have her join me more often. However, she lives about 45 minutes away from me, and she works. So we don't get together a lot to where we have the time to podcast. But we are going to try and do it more often. I wish I could tell you that I had a segment to add to this, but I don't. But we have so much fun together, and I'm glad you enjoyed her as much as I enjoy her, because she is a lot of fun and a good-hearted soul. And so thank you for all that positive feedback. I spread the word to her and let her know that you all loved her. And so, yeah, that made her happy as well. She is working on bags, so I will be able to keep you updated on her shop updates at a later time. I don't have anything of hers to show you just yet. But I'm going to move right along because I don't know how much time I have to do this. So let's start with the elephant in the room. Let's start with what is out of my bags. It is my On the Beach sweater by Isabell Kraemer. I am so in love. I'm going to stand up so you can get a better shot of it. That would be my tush. But this is the Isabell Kraemer On the Beach sweater, and it knits so fast. I have had a lot of time to do knitting because it's so stinking hot, and so the grandies don't even want to go outside and play when they're here. So we stay inside a lot, and I can do more knitting that way. But this, I think it took me, I can tell you because I keep my handy dandy notes on my knitting projects now. I think this took me, let's see, I started the On the Beach shawl July 12th, and I finished it on July 25th. So that's how fast. Now, I did knit it on size 8 needles, and it's fingering weight. I think the pattern called for DK or Sport. I'm not sure. But this is the yarn I wanted to use. This is the color combination I wanted to use. And so I just kept going up. Actually, I used the size needle she calls for, even though it was smaller weight, because I wanted it to have that loose, airy, drapey feel. I used Madeline Tosh, and I do not have the tags here. I already put all that project stuff away, but I did tell you what it was the last podcast, so if you want to go back and watch that, and I will add it to I will try to add it to the description. I can, because I've got extra yarn left over, so I can give you the colorway if you like that. I'm going to try and move just a bit closer so that maybe you can see all the colors that are in that. And then, so this is Madeline Tosh, and this is Roots by Evil Little Goats. And I thought I did save her tag. I did. The Dude is what this colorway is called. This is her Roots wool, and yes, I am very happy with it. Very, very happy. I didn't change anything about the pattern other than the yarn weight, and then everything else I think I pretty much went by the pattern. Probably if I was to do this again, and I want to do it again in maybe a solid, but she had you can see right here how she had you put in a faux seam. She did it on the arms as well. I don't really care for that look. To me, it looks like a drop stitch. So I won't add that the next time I do one of these. But other than that, I'm pretty sure everything is knit per pattern, and I'm happy. So that is about 3 of the last 3 or 4 sweaters that I've knit that I'm happy with. Finally, if you are knitting sweaters and you're not that pleased with them, don't give up, because just keep plugging along. I don't know, nothing's really clicked, but maybe I've become a little better knitter. I don't know, or maybe I'm picking better patterns, but I'm very happy with this. So now I'm like head over heels for Isabell Kraemer. Did I say Isabell or Elizabeth? It's Isabell Kraemer. I'm head over heels, so I will show you in what I'm going to do next a little later on one of her patterns. So this is out of my bags. Now, I also have something else that's out of my bags, and this is not for me. Sadly, this is not for me. Now that it's finished, I want it so bad, and I want it in this color. I used stash yarn, and it was Blue Sky organic cotton, worsted weight, and they didn't have color names. They had color numbers. I've had this for so long. I used to work at a yarn shop that's close by, and that was, goodness, 8 years ago. And I worked for yarn. So I got this. No. Okay, I just told you a big lie. I did used to work at my local yarn shop, or the local yarn shop. I did work for yarn, but this is not where this came from. This yarn came from Cincinnati. Todd and I took a trip up there one time and to watch a baseball game and just shop around a bit, and there was a yarn shop there, and that's where I bought this. But this is the what's the name of this shawl? The Hipster Shawl by Joji Locatelli. I am so in love with this shawl. It's big enough, because this is what I like to do, like when we go to the movies or out to eat or something and I'm just cold. So I always have a shawl in my bag. So I love this shawl, and you can see it's plenty big enough. And I'm going to, maybe when my granddaughter gets here, we'll go outside and take some pictures. I have to add some fringe to this yet. I actually just picked it up. It was blocking upstairs. I started blocking it last night. And so it's just a little smidge damp. But I have to add some fringe. And then, as sad as I am that it's not for me, I'm about just that excited to give it. It's a gift. So once I get the fringe on it, I will be shipping it off to someone who has become very special to me. So I plan to do one of these myself. I actually had to cut this short because I was running out of yarn. This is all I had left, and I still have to do the fringe. So I will do the fringe, and then I will make sure I photograph it, and then it'll get sent off this week. And I didn't want to not show you just because the fringe wasn't on it, because it'll be gone and I won't be able to show it to you. But that's the Hipster Shawl by Joji Locatelli. I used worsted, which she calls for a size 9 needles, and I bet I shorted it probably about 16 to 18 rows. So it would have even been a lot bigger, but I think it's plenty big enough. But it's a wonderful pattern, wonderful pattern. I'm not sure, and I'm sorry for the shadows, I'm not sure how this is going to show up. And it's not red. It's like a cherry pink, but it's beautiful, just beautiful, and it's so squishy. So that's out of my bags. Yes, you will see that again. I've got to find yarn, but you will see that again because I'm going to make another one of those. That is all, I think. Let me see. I'm so proud of myself for actually using this planner that I think I showed you several podcasts back that so I'm keeping track of my works in progress, all that's in my bags, and taking notes on every project, and then also have my podcasting notes in here. So I am writing notes and hopefully staying true to these notes that I've written for this podcast episode. So that's out of my bags. Those are two things. What is in my bags? I am still working, and this is in the Hank Fringe Supply bag. And I'm so sorry for the dinging, but I've got family members that need me. So anyway, if you'll remember the Slip Knit Love, it's a Mosaic shawl that I'm working on, and I don't know who it's by. Lisa Hannis, I want to say, but I'm going to double check that to make sure, because it was a name that I wasn't familiar. Oh, wow. I'm quite proud of that brain of mine. Yes, Lisa Hannis, and it's the Slip Knit Love shawl, and it's not finished, and I don't remember where I was the last time, but I do know I have knit some on it. So I will show you, just so we can stay current, to make sure I'm showing you the right side. This is the right side. Okay, so this is the Mosaic shawl that I'm working on. Guess we started it this end, working our way down. Oh, I am so in love with this thing. It is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Get this off of here. My goodness, it's pretty. So I can't wait to get this done. I still have quite a ways to go on it, but it is dreamy, dreamy to knit. And I went stash diving for this too. So my goal now is to always have some things in stash, projects going that have been pulled from my stash, because my stash is completely out of hand, and I'm going to get it whittled down. I love having a big stash though. I love going and pulling yarns on a whim. Because, you know, I get bored and I want to cast something on, and, you know, it's not always convenient to jump in the car and go. I'm using these three that are from my stash. This is Madeline Tosh, this is Knit Picks, and this was a oh, sorry about that. Good for you. This. So, that's in my bags. Now, I've got other things. I actually started Amy, Exterminate, I think that's how it is, on Instagram. She has a knit along going right now. It's called, oh, I don't know. I'll have to put it down here. Anyway, she's challenging us to work on our whips from now to December 31st. So I went and I got all of my bags that I had projects in. And I think I had like 7 or 8. So my goal is now, several of those are blankets. That's not going to get finished. But I haven't even been working on those. So I just pulled from all corners of the cottage where I had stuff, projects put. And so I'm going to be working on those. I'm not going to show you everything that's in all of those bags. As I work on and pull them from the stash, or as I work on them, I'll show you. Whew, I feel like on the inside, I'm so rushed that I feel like I'm talking fast and I'm just trying to get through this. And I want to spend time and I want to savor it. I want to have a cup of tea with you. And my tea bag is hibiscus tea and honey in my little anthropology bag that has a J on it. So, and yes, I am Joyce. I don't think I introduced myself at the beginning of the podcast. I am Joyce. And yes, I am the grand dame here of Ruby Moss Cottage. And so, yeah, that's the reason why there's a J on my mug and not an R. Okay, now, in my bag. In my bag is going to probably just overflow into my shopping bags, because I got this bag. It's a project bag. I got two of her bags. It's by Plystra. Okay, so what I consider my local yarn shop, and you all know who that is. It's Dawn and Donna's shop at Black Mountain. She posted these on Instagram where she got them in. And so, of course, I ordered one. That is the ochre colorway. It has my Ruby Moss Cottage pin on it. But this thing is huge. It has pockets on the inside. It has grommet holes on the inside in case you're using several strands of yarn. It has this zippered pouch on the outside that you could use as your notions pouch. Or if you were traveling, you could just put your wallet in there. This is awesome. I'm so happy with this bag. So I got this bag, and then I got this bag. I went back. I ordered this bag, and she mailed it to me. And then yesterday, one of my niches and I went up to Black Mountain, and I picked up this one. And this is huge all in of itself. I mean, that would hold a great project. It has pockets. It also has the grommet pockets. Wonderful product. I would encourage you. You can get, she's on Instagram. And you can follow her and get shop updates. But if you're local, you can go up to Black Mountain Yarn Shop. If you live within a 2-hour radius, I mean, it's my local yarn shop. Okay, so what is in this is some yarn that I bought yesterday. I've only wound up one skein of it, but it is. Oh, I hope I hope you see that in all its beauty. That is Blood Runs Cold by my favorite yarn of all times. It's my go-to, Madeline Tosh. So yes, it's Blood Runs Cold. It is the purple. It is the perfect red to me. It's got blue in it. It's just, that's my favorite color of red. So with this, I'm going to knit, and I do not have a project. I mean, I don't have a pattern printed, but I will try and pull it up and see if I can do it here. This is the one I was talking about earlier by Isabell Kraemer when I was talking about this sweater, how much I absolutely love her. I loved knitting this. So now I want to knit something else by her. And I am knitting next. I just got the pattern to start, and I'm going to cast it on today, hopefully. But it is Crisscross, the cardigan. I'm going to show you. Well, I want to pull the project page, her project page. No, I don't want the pattern. I want the pattern. I don't think that I'm going to be able to show, maybe. Okay. This is the back of the cardigan. See that crisscross? And I know there's a little bit of glare, or at least it is right now. Here, that's better. That's the back, and then of course the front. Let's see if she has a front picture here. No. But if you go to Ravelry, yeah, there is. If you go to Ravelry, you can see a better picture of it. But that's the crisscross cardigan, and I'm starting with this Blood Runs Cold red Madeline Tosh. That's in my bags. Hopefully, I will be able to pop it out as quickly as I have the last two sweaters. I will be going on vacation soon, and so I've got some time. that I can really work on that. But I am so in love, love, love with this. So those are two things that are in my bags. So that also spilled into my shopping bags. And I did order something else in my shopping bags because I'm going to knit. It's in this Lina magazine. This is called the Brenovan. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. There. I'm going to knit that. I'm going to show you a better couple of pictures of that pocket. That's the back of it. That. Okay. I have a lot of grays, sweaters and cardigans, so I didn't want to do it in gray. I wanted to use the yarn that they used because I wanted to make sure it draped like that. So when I went online to buy it, they really didn't have a lot that I liked. I ordered this and I'm hoping that I will like it. I think it'll be a very neutral. It'll go with a lot. The color, and I don't have glasses. I don't have my glasses here as normal. I cannot read a thing, so I don't know what color to tell you this is. But I know it's the Hudson Worsted, the Yarn Collective Hudson Worsted. And it is wool and yak. But this is the color I chose. It is like a greenish, and that is just not going to do it. Sorry about that. Maybe the next time I podcast, I will have time to go around and find a better spot, but I'm happy with the color. I'm not doing backflips. It's not like the blood runs through that I'm crazy about, but I do like it. I think it'll be a great cardigan to have on. Almost kind of reminds you of army green. So that is going to be in my bags. I was going to just cast it on until yesterday, and I found that red for that crisscross cardigan, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do that first. But this is in my shopping bag, so this will be, hopefully it'll be cast on by the time next time I podcast. I don't know. I don't know about that. You'll see it sometime in the future. So that is all that's in my bags, I think. Let me double check here because I don't want to, yeah, that's it. Okay. A segment I have not done recently. Oh gosh, I haven't done it in such a long time. You'd have to go clear back to one of my first podcasts when I was actually describing my show and how it was going to be set up. One of my bags was going to be my bag of tricks because of my sewing machine that I call Trixie, because if anything comes off of there, it is truly a trick because I do not know how to sew. I do a lot of YouTube, a lot of ripping out, but it's just something I have fun with. I can do quilting because those are just straight edges. I have never in my life done a zipper until today, but I wanted to make a project bag one for me and one for you. So, or one for one of you. And so when my sister and I went up to Black Mountain a couple of weeks ago, you'll remember me telling you about the fabric shop that we went into. It was a quilt shop, so all they had was cottons. But she was picking out fabrics to start bags, and I thought, oh, I'll do a bag. So I bought this fabric, and today I made this bag. It's got little mushrooms on the front, and then the back is just a basic classic, and then on the inside is a flannel, and then there's my Ruby Moss Cottage tag and my zipper, my very first zipper. I'm pleased with how that turned out. Now, if you are a sewist, you may see a lot of faults, but I'm not a sewist, and I don't care about the faults because to me, wabi sabi is the best. To me, that's what makes life perfect. It's the imperfect, seeing beauty in the imperfect. So This is my bag. I made only one today. I don't think I'll get the other one made. Actually, all I have to do is sew it up because I've already got the zipper in. So who knows? I might get it sewn up. But one of you, and I've already drawn, is going to get one of these. Either this one or the next one, whichever one turns out best. I also made a little lavender pouch for the extra. I had some extra fabric, and I thought, oh, I'll just make a little lavender pouch to throw in there. I have my Ruby Moss Cottage pin on there. So this is my first zipper bag, and it is going to go off to a lady by the name of Christina, and on Instagram she is a Knitter's Life. I went to, if you'll use the hashtag Slip Summer Knit Fall, that's the hashtag that I'm drawing from right now, because I have not gotten a thread started on the Ravelry group yet. I'm sorry, I'm going to get on that. Ravelry really is, and I know you've heard me say this 100 times before, I always think, every time I podcast, I think I'm going to be better at taking care of that Ravelry group. I usually get on Ravelry just to check patterns out, and then I hop off because I've got to knit, you know? So I have not updated the group in a while, but I will start a thread on there so you can post pictures there in case you're not that active on Instagram, so that I can draw prizes from there too. But I went there and drew for from the hashtag Slip Summer Knit Fall, and it chose Christina from A Knitter's Life. So Christina, if you will message me on Instagram with your mailing address, I will get this in the mail to you, and maybe I'll be able to add something else in there. And I know Christina is, I follow her actually, and I know she's very talented, and she may look at this bag and not be quite as impressed as I am. But she's a sweetheart, so she will appreciate the effort, I know. But it is fun to see your hashtags on there. This knit along, just to refresh your memory, started in June. It started on the first day of summer, and it ends on the first day of fall. And I started it because I really do not like summer. I like the summer vacations. I like the laid-back, slower lifestyle. I hate the heat. Like, hate it. So I'm slipping summer and I'm knitting for fall. And that's what it's all about. It's anything that you're doing, basically, short of a bathing suit. I think it would qualify for the socks, sweaters, anything, basically. So just use the hashtag Slip Summer Knit Fall, and maybe you'll get chosen to win a prize. I'm going to try and draw prizes often because I'm just having fun with the whole Slip Summer Knit Fall. It's fun to me to just get to pretend like I'm knitting because the weather is cold and I need to wear this sweater right away, or this shawl or whatever. But I do use shawls year round. And actually today, like in the house, this is fine. I'm not, it's so thin that it's just, you know, I mean, I wouldn't want to be outside working in it, or I wouldn't work in it outside anyway, even if it was cold. But yeah. So, kind of went from my bag of tricks to the cow that we got going on, and then just announced the winner all in one. And I am rushing, but I have 15 more minutes, that text just told me. Oh, there's something else in my shopping bag here. At Black Mountain Yarn Shop yesterday, Lollipop Yarn was doing a trunk show, and I have ordered her yarn for years. I can remember back when you would just refresh and refresh and refresh because her yarn is so hard to get when she would do updates. So I got to meet her in person and got to buy some yarn. Look at this cute little bag. And then look at this. It's her sock yarn. It's self-striping sock yarn. So this is for the heels, toes, and cuff, and then the sock yarn or hat or whatever. Isn't that pretty? I don't know the colorway that this is because I don't have my glasses. Oh, yes I do. It's Birds of a Feather. which makes me think of the shawl that I want to knit from Birds of a Feather. And I actually had that yarn in my little basket yesterday, and I had to put it back because I was spending too much money. So that means another yarn shop trip to Black Mountain so that I can go get that yarn. Okay, so that is my shopping bag. I've gone through all of that, and my bag of tricks, and got the winner. And then let me go ahead and tell you what's in my book bag, or not in my book bag, out of my book bag. My book club has been reading some very heavy historical fictions that have just about put us all over the edge. And so last month, the next one I think on the list is The Dry. That's what we're reading by Harper. I can't remember what her first name is. So I'm going to start that next week. But I said, I just cannot go by what's on the list. Can we please read something that's lighthearted and just carefree and just easy reading? So I said, I just picked up this book called A Summer Affair, and could we please read that? And we did. And it is very, very good. It's A Summer Affair by Ellen Hildebrand. I love her books. I mean, talk about easy breezy reading. Just, they make you feel good. This has nothing to do with real life. Real life never works out like this. I just love books like that, especially in the summertime. So we read this. It's a very good book. It just leaves you feeling good. Everything works out in the end, and all's well that ends well. But if you're just looking for a nice summer read, A Summer Affair is a good book to read. I think that is it. I've got it all finished, and I hope that you did not feel rushed. I hope that you got to relax and you didn't feel like you were you're just exhausted from watching it. I haven't even got to drink much of my tea, but I will. You can bet I will. I think that's everything. I'm going to clean my nook. It's something you hear me say about every 3 months. I'm going to just rework it. It just gets in my bones. I can't stand. It's really bad right now. I mean, I've just been bringing stuff in and dumping it. So I have to rework the nook. And you know what I'm going to do? When I finish, I'm going to take a video of the room, because I've been promising you that for a long time. When I get completely finished, I'm going to video the room, and you will be able to see what my little crafting room looks like. And then I'm also going to try to have my granddaughter take a video of me in this, and in this. I'm going to try to get the fringe done. I've got so much to get done today. So much. I mean, like, fringe this, take videos, rework the nook, sew another bag, cast on a sweater. It's a good thing my husband's out of town. But I think that's it. I hope you're enjoying your summer. I hope that it's going by quickly. And if you love summer, more power to you. Oh, as well, if you do not live where you are having summer now and you are having winter, please, please, please participate in the cow. I know it says slip summer knit fall, but you know what? Whatever you're knitting, enter it so that you have a chance to win some awesome prizes. And that is it for Reels. I'm going to sign off here. And and I've also got to edit the podcast and put it up, but that will be later this evening. So whatever you do, in all that you do, remember, take a deep breath and take it one stitch at a time. Okay, here is the 360 of my little craft room, my little nook. Right there is where my little love seat used to be. And we're swinging around to now that is where my love seat is, underneath of my shelving, and it's dark in here. I'm sorry. And that is where I sit and do all of my crafting. And there is some more shelving, but it's dark. And it has knitting books, and up there in the top there are my bags, and that's sloppy. And then that's my sewing mess right there. And my dead plants. And they're not dead, but they need some water. And then that is where an extra little chair over near my stash. That's the majority of my stash right there. And more knitting books. And there's my painting with my collection of rosaries from all over the world. And there's my Grandy. And we're back to where we started. So that's it. Hopefully I did not make you sick. And this, I wanted to show you, is my little sign that I have on my stash. And I laughed and laughed and laughed. Boo.